So proceeding with that, why use Copilot Studio? The primary goal of Copilot Studio is to simplify complex workflows and enhance user experience. Now, how exactly does it do that? Why do we actually need Copilot? So, three major and three basic points. I would start off with automating repetitive tasks. Suppose you have one particular task and you have to do it again and again. So, how do you exactly do it? You automate the same task, saving yourself time and utilizing the features of Copilot. You automate the particular task, change the topics, automate it, enter the correct inputs, and then you get output as a completely generated and the task is done. Secondly, customizing user interaction. Suppose you made that task and still you're not satisfied with it. You can give more inputs to it, reviews. It takes all those reviews, works on it, and then gives you a customized input based on customized output of the presentation based on what you gave. Now, for example, this particular PPT, I have used slides which have been developed by Copilot Studio itself. So that's why it is also a major part of how exactly you're doing it. Thirdly, there's enhancing data management and data analysis. So suppose you have a particular data set and you want to write it down. Suppose it's a complete set of PDF pages, a complete set of pages, a PDF of let's say 10 to 15 pages, and you want to filter it down to bullet points. How do you exactly do that? You do that. Suppose you just upload the PDF file to Copilot Studio, tell it down, give you bullet points, or let's say study notes or like quick notes for the same PDF. So that's how you get it. That's how it gets automated, and that's how you get it done. Nextly, some very key features of Copilot we'll be discussing, particularly four in this slide. We'll continue with the first one, customizable Copilot. So the users can build their own standalone Copilots tailored to their specific business needs. Suppose there's a businessman, there's a computer engineer, there's a software engineer, then there's a business enthusiast, different type of varieties of users. How exactly can you do that? So you can customize the copilots. The platform supports creating, testing, and deployment of custom GPTs, that is generative pre-trained transformers. One big example would be the chat GPT, which is widely used above, I would say, any other. So that's one example, and that's how like custom copilots similar to GPTs you can make based on your own interest, your own needs, whatever you demand. You can shape it out. You just need to implement it, work a bit on it, and then once it's automated, you're all set to use it to in your business. Other key feature would be integration with Microsoft 365. So Copilot Studio works with applications like Microsoft Teams, Outlook, Word, Excel, and all those Microsoft 365 features. Now how exactly does that allow you to integrate with the Copilot? So you have the Copilot feature. If you would have widely used, it's always available on the Microsoft software. Each, I would say, every one of those. Now, it allows users to manage their workflow across their applications. Also, with the help of Copilot, you can drag and drop one particular file from one software to the other. Also, there's quick transition that you can change from Word, Excel, to PDF to PowerPoint. It goes all across. So that's some basic implementations of Copilot in Microsoft 365. And it also allows users to manage their workspace across these applications from single interface. Suppose Copilot, if you have a PDF file, but then you're making any changes to it, it is not reflected in the Excel file. But with the help of Microsoft Copilot Studio, you can all automate it and it gets auto updated. If you change on one PDF, it changes to the Excel file, which was converted from the same PDF. So that's how the workflow is managed across these applications from one particular single interface, that is Copilot Studio. Third major point, conversational capabilities. That is, users can interact with the Copilot using natural language. Like suppose previously you had to code, you had to learn the code, but here, since it's a low code platform, you don't really have to code into it. You just have to like talk in a normal natural language, and the Copilot understands you. That's where the generative part of it comes in, the smartness, the intelligence comes in. You translate your natural language to computer understandable code to itself, that execution, and it executes based on those commands. Now, the benefit of this, it makes it easier to execute commands and retrieve information, because business leaders, or let's say someone who's not a tech enthusiast but who wants to use the platform, he can use the natural languages, he can utilize it, and he can get the benefit out of it. Now, the system can understand context and provide relevant responses, enhancing user engagement. Exactly what I wanted to say. Like, you can get reviews based on whatever output you got, and if you're not fulfilled by it, If your needs are not fulfilled, you can rewrite a review. The computer works on it. Copilot works on it. It works on a review, gives a desired output. Until you guys you are satisfied with your needs, it goes into getting a satisfied output. Moving forward, data management tools. Copilot includes features for managing user access, data security, and analytics. So users can oversee customizations effectively. Suppose there's a change in the Excel sheet, or even if it's automated, you can clearly see, and it can be reflected to other files as well, which was implemented or transferred from the Excel file itself. So that's how the Excel to PDF side works. Now users can so ensuring compilations with organizational policies. So suppose if you have a list of policy terms and policies and conditions, but you don't want to look onto it, and you want to check whether a PDF agrees or satisfies all the terms and conditions, so you can ask Copilot to check it through, and that's where it implements that as a necessary update as well. Next, we have a bit an interesting point because I have used the same Copilot feature to create this PowerPoint. So, our topic is using Copilot in PowerPoint. So, Copilot in PowerPoint significantly enhances the presentation creation. Now, how exactly does it do that will be discussed here. So, slide generation uses to create slides from prompts or existing files. Suppose you give it a prompt, like for this particular PPT, I would be giving a prompt that give me a PPT of, let's say, you give a slide number 10 to 11, and then you say create a slide of Copilot Studio, introduction to Copilot Studio, a brief. And as good as a prompt engineering you can do, based on that you get a PPT, like a presentation, PowerPoint presentation. Or else if you want to give it about a file, let's say you have a PDF or do you have a TXT file about Copilot Studio, a brief intro, and you want to get a presentation about it. So that's how you get this done here. Now, the content summarization, the long presentation can be condensed into key points for clarity. Exactly what my point was. Like I just said, the TXT file can be converted to bullet points and presentations in the previous slides. So that's where this also comes in. You can use the same slides or the same bullet points as a PowerPoint. The same TXT file, which is being converted to bullet points, is now being converted to slides. That's how the content summarization is being done. So suppose you have a 15 to 16 pages of slide, and then you're just automating it to, let's say, 5 to 6 pages of slides. That's where it gets automated. Now you have the layout customization. Users can modify slide layouts using natural language commands. Suppose the PPT is generated, everything's done, you have the content summarized, but you're not that happy with the layout. So you can manually customize it based on particular prompts that could also be in your natural language or computer language. It's up to you. But to make it easier for you, they also support natural language customization commands. Suppose there's a layout and you want it to be, suppose it's in light mode, the background, you want to change it to dark mode, so that could be done by a simple prompt. That's how the entire thing is done. And the whole repetitive task to change the slides in each of the like in each of the slides will be automated in just, I would say, if you have a good internet connection, it barely takes 5 to 10 seconds. Now, creating presentations, that's where, let's say, you have like these are the steps or the categories by which you can make the PPTs in more than 3 forms. So initially, starting a new presentation, select the Copilot button in PowerPoint. It is available right over there if you are using the most updated version. Choose to create a presentation from scratch or based on existing content. And that's where the start button comes in. You click on that. Then you provide a description of the desired presentation topics. Suppose in this case, it's Copilot Studio. Then review and modify the generated topics before finalizing the slides. So once you give this topics and you click generate, there's proper imaginary like number of slides, which includes all of the slides presented over there. You can select which one do you favor, which one is up to your satisfaction. You choose that. It's up to you. You choose the designs, you choose the slides. That's where it all comes in. Now the third part, users can add or remove slides, adjust content, and change layouts as needed. Copilot assists in organizing content logically to enhance flow. Now users can add, suppose you got the list, you chose the designs, and now you want to have a particular slide added or removed. So you can do that. You can change the layout as needed, as discussed previously in this slide. That was layout customization. You can change the slides, you can change the layouts. It's all up to you. It's completely refinable till scratch. You can delete even a particular object in that slide. Now, editing and refining slides. Now, exactly the third point. So, how exactly is it beneficial to you? Suppose you have a urgent emergency meeting and you have to create the slides for it. You know the topic, you know the content, but you're not able to automate it. So that's how Copilot comes in handy. You just give in the topics, you select the slides, you select the design, You select and then click generate. There's a whole list of ideas and types of presentations that you could use, and that could be really helpful. That saves you immediate time, and even your boss is impressed. Everything is done, and that's how it's done. How quick it helps you. Now, if you're still not satisfied with it, you can change it based on your particular needs. You can customize it, and that's where it all comes into. Now, some advanced features which are on advanced level, right now we were discussing the intermediate to basic levels. Now we are discussing advanced features. So brand asset integration, utilizing corporate branding assets for a consistent visual identity. So suppose you have a asset and you want to customize it and you want to rebuild it and you want to integrate it in something else, but then you're not able to do it because maybe you don't have the skill to it, you don't know how to exactly code around it, but Copilot does. So you can ask it to cooperate the branding asset for a particular identity, whichever it is. It's all up to you, and that's where the brand asset integration helps you. Next is AI generated visuals. So suppose you're using for this we particularly use Microsoft Designer tool. So it leverages Microsoft Designer for creating engaging visuals without extensive design skills. Suppose you want to create a video or you want to create any type of visual content. It could be an image, video, GIF, sticker, anything works, or a loop Excel, or a loop as well. So how do you exactly leverage Microsoft Designer? So it actually integrates with the Microsoft 365. It tries to integrate with the Microsoft Designer, and it helps you engage with the Microsoft Designer tool with the help of AI. So suppose you want the AI to add an image about a computer in the presentation. You want to add someone who's coding in the presentation, video, a glimpse, a GIF, whatever it could be. So that's how the Microsoft Designer comes in. Suppose you add a prompt to Copilot that add a person reading a book, but he does not have the data set, he does not have the capability to generate images. So that's where the Microsoft Designer comes in. It integrates with Copilot, the Microsoft Designer tool, and it generates the person reading a book image, and then it adds on in the PowerPoint presentation. So that's how it helps you out. Now, practical applications, business scenarios, training presentation. I would say some practical key implementations here. Now, particularly, it's business scenarios. So, how exactly in business scenarios? So, first point, training presentations. So, what it does is it helps you to create comprehensive training materials by summarizing key points from documents or previous presentations. Proposal development. Now, how exactly proposal development? It generates proposal by extracting relevant information from existing files and synthesizing it into a structured format. So suppose you have to develop a proposal to a company or to a particular client, and then you're not able to exactly pitch it. You're not on spot. You're just in too much busy, and you want to do it immediately because the client might lose interest. So that's where this comes in. You have to generate a proposal, extract. You just upload a particular file or a particular set of file, and give it what you're exactly aiming for. All those inputs are given, and then you just particularly implement it. Screenshot. So, generate proposals by extracting relevant information from existing files and synthesizing it into a structured format. That's where the proposal development comes in. Now we have more another side of practical applications, which is collaboration and enhancements. In Microsoft Teams, Copilot can summarize meetings, extract action items, and facilitate better communication among team members. So Microsoft Teams, yes, another strong software by Microsoft. Copilot helps you. Copilot once what you need to do for that initially is you need to integrate Copilot in the Microsoft Teams. And obviously it is available, pre-available there. You just need to click on it, give access to my features, videos, and everything. And then once the meeting is done, Copilot can summarize or actually does it in real time. So what Copilot does, it summarizes the meetings, extracts action items, facilitates better communication among the members itself during meeting. That is, it's real time. Now the integration with Microsoft Whiteboard, another powerful feature by Microsoft, allows for visual representation of discussion points during meetups. So suppose you're discussing something and you want to write it down, you want to jot it down on a whiteboard, and you're not able to do it, but because of some let's say incapability, and you want to do it on spot. So what does it do? So the Microsoft Copilot helps you. It has the access to voice out of the written text on the whiteboard. So it helps exactly It helps you take input, it takes that input, and it helps you out doing it. So that's how the visual representation helps out in Microsoft Whiteboard by Copilot Studio. Now, advanced customization options. So let's say building custom workflow. Now, if you want to automate making a workflow, that is, it's a bit of hectic task, I would say. But then, if you want to do it, automate it. Use and create automated workflow that integrates multiple applications within Microsoft 365. That is all the features, I would say: presentation, PowerPoint, Excel sheets, Word documents, and then there's you could say there's a whiteboard, and then there's Microsoft Teams integrates everything on that. Then it generates reports in Excel based on CSV files. That's where the power of Copilot comes in. Now, triggers and actions. How exactly do you find specific triggers? That is, once if you're receiving a mail, how exactly do you help? How exactly does Copilot Studio help you there? So, if you're receiving a mail regarding getting an offer accepted from a company, so how do you reply to it? So, in case if you're not available on spot, so how do you automate that? So you automate that with the help of Copilot Studio. You tell it, you give it the prompts that if there's a custom mail with such inputs that includes that translates as your offer was accepted or you were accepted in a particular application. So how do you reply to it? Then you give a custom prompt to it that you can reply to positively or negatively from a particular Gmail site, particular domain. I mean, there are various applications where you can use GitHub Copilot, Copilot Studio in particular, because GitHub Copilot, yet another feature of Copilot Studio, also a very powerful tool which is used to automate tasks in GitHub. Particularly, it can help you and generate automated codes, then automated custom explanations of a particular code, help you fix errors, help you automate the generation of codes. Various possibilities of GitHub Copilot also. So I just added one word and just, yeah, you see the amount of applications it has is explicit. So that's where the Copilot comes in again, the Copilot Studio, of which is also the part GitHub Copilot. Now, advanced customization options, particularly in utilizing templates. So there are pre-built templates. Copilot Studio has a library of templates for various business functions. It includes project management, sales tracking, and marketing campaigns, and many other. Now, how exactly is the pre-built and beneficial for you? Suppose you want to do it, but you do not have an idea how exactly should a template look like. You can get the pre-built templates. You can utilize them. You can customize them, and you can, based on your needs, whatever your needs are, you can automate it, and you can look into it, and then that's how the entire process is. Now, customization of templates. So those pre-built templates. Suppose you got the idea, but you're still not satisfied. You want to add more pages to it. You want to add more slides, more text, more content, whatever it is. You want to customize it from scratch. That is also available in Copilot Studio. Users can modify these templates to fit their specific needs, ensuring relevance and efficiency in the process. So users are able to modify it from scratch to the bottom, like even a single object, a particular text, everything is customizable. That's how Copilot Studio is beneficial to users for the particular, like for the custom needs, for the particular needs. Based on their needs, they can customize whatever it's available on the Copilot Studio. That's where the major development of a major novelty of the app comes in. Now, user experiences in enhancing it. So personalized dashboards. So create dashboards that reflect individual users preference. So suppose you are a person, but then you want to share it with somebody else. It won't be favorable if everyone has a similar, let's say, dashboard, right? So you have particular needs. Your friend might have a particular different needs, and you both have a different niche. So the dashboard should vary between you. So that's where this feature of personalized dashboards comes in. It personalizes your dashboard based on whatever inputs you have given throughout the time in your past. It collects all that data and updates your dashboard based on that particular data and insights at a particular glance. So it does it real time. Suppose starting from scratch, you search from AI and your other friend is related to business and stock market. So your dashboard would vary a lot from your friend's dashboard. So that's how the dashboard feature works, where it is personalized for every particular user. So that's where the implementation comes in. Now, displaying relevant data and insights to glance. Suppose you searched AI and then you searched DS. that is data science. So the PPT updates from AI to DS both. So it shows on your dashboard that you are an AI enthusiast and a data science enthusiast. Suppose you are trying to implement cloud too. So that also, once you've given two or three prompts, it reflects that you are interested in cloud computing. So the Copilot catches that input, Copilot collects that data and reflects it so that the content displayed on the personalized dashboard is relevant to what your particular needs are and your particular niche. That is, in this example, it would be AI, cloud, and data science. So you see, the varieties are unimaginable and they are unlimited. You can have multiple customizations, multiple functionalities. So that's where the power of Copilot Studio comes in. Now, the feedback mechanisms. So it incorporates user feedback into the design of Copilots to continually improve functionality and user satisfaction. So suppose you got a PPT created, you're not satisfied with it, or either you're too satisfied with it and you're too happy about the product, but how would us as a developer know that you're satisfied with it? So that's where the feedback mechanism comes in, where you give your user feedback, whether the design was great, the user UI UX was great, the smoothness, the transition, the, let's say, generation of text, image, PPT, whatever you're creating, whether it was good, bad, or up to what extent it was good or bad. And based on those feedbacks, the Copilot Studio improves itself and is improved also by the developers to make it particularly for your improvement so that it's more user friendly and user satisfactory side. It improves the functionality, it improves what it gives us an idea of what more we should improve and what is already great in us and from where we should update and learn from. So that's where the feedback mechanism comes in and that's where it helps us out. Now, security and compliance feature, let's say how secure is GitHub Copilot Studio, because it comes from ChatGPT. When you suppose you log into ChatGPT and without, sorry, suppose you access ChatGPT and without login, it shows you a prompt that this data might be used for training GPT. That is, it is not secure, it is not private to you particularly, it's not personal. It's personal and it's not private. It's publicly available for ChatGPT to train itself. But here, how does security and compliance feature work? So data governance, access controls. So it implements role-based access controls to ensure that sensitive information is available only to authorized users. Suppose you're logging in on a particular data file or on a particular account and working on it. So what it does, the sensitive information, that is whatever chart you did with it, whatever work you did on the Copilot Studio, is accessible only to you as a particular user. If someone else logs in from their account and is trying to access your data, it will not be possible because it is available to only authorized users. That is, in this case, and the admin, which is handling everything else, and you as a particular user from your mail ID. So that's how authorized and secure it is. That's what the access control helps you out. Now, audit trails maintains comprehensive logs of user interaction with the system for compiling the security audit. So suppose you might have seen that if you log in a Google account into a random PC, it shows that you have never logged in into this computer before, and do you trust this computer? So that's where the security audits help. That's a small example of how the security audits help to maintain the authorization and the security of a particular user. So what it does is it takes the data of whether where you have logged in before into a computer, whether you have previously logged into a computer, and if you have, how exactly is it like safe? Is it some new device? And if you haven't, it shows you particularly a warning that this is the first time you're logging into this computer and you trust this device so that it maintains the security for a particular user in this particular file. Next, we have compilation with regulations. So GDPR and CCP, I think everybody knows here, compliance. Copilot Studio is designed to help organizations comply with data protection regulations by providing tools for data management and user consent. Security protocols, sorry. So built-in security measures protect data integrity and confidentiality, ensuring that the organizational policies are upheld. So security protocols. So how exactly does it work is it maintains the policies offered by the organization or from you, particularly as a user, whatever the policies are supposed to be upheld from your side. These are maintained by Copilot. It makes sure no policies or no terms and conditions are not followed. Everything is followed and everything is up to the mark. So that's how the security and compliance again comes in. Let's move forward. So future development. So how exactly is Copilot gonna improve in the near future? So, business scenarios, it enhances AI capabilities. That is, future updates may include more advanced AI features for, let's say, predictive analysis. Suppose you wrote half of the prompt and then AI on itself tries to implement what next would you be wanting from him, like what work do you want to get it done from his side. So that's where the predictive analysis comes in and deeper insights into user behavior. It learns on your behavior from the past and it implements it and then improves itself and then it gives a prompt itself based on it and works on it. It works on the data which you have given himself. It does not work on a predefined training data. It works on the data which you have given it himself yourself and it works on that. So that's where the enhanced AI capabilities come in. Now, integration with third-party applications. So Copilot is there, yes. But is there more to it? Yes. It can integrate with more other than just Microsoft 365, let's say Slack and the Salesforce. Then it could be any other domain we are trying to expand into. It could be LinkedIn, it could be, let's say, Samsung Notes, it could be Microsoft Notes, it could be Google Notes, Google Sheets, anywhere. It could be trying to implement Microsoft 365, which is untouched. This is a domain which is still untouched by the industry, and let's say Microsoft 365 looking forward to implement those into in our circle. Now, community contribution, user feedback loop. So, as I said, based on user feedback, it improves and updates the features presented by Copilot in the current day. Now, suppose you give a feature that, suppose one day the Copilot was existing, but it was just text generated, but someone gave a feedback that there should be an audio implementation, there should be a video generation feature that was given as a feedback from someone, maybe not a user, maybe a higher authority, but it was a feedback. So that's how the Microsoft encourages users to provide feedback, works on it, likes to know what features they would like to see in the future, and then tries to implement it in the near future developments. So that's where the user feedback loop comes in. Now, community forum, it engages with other users through forums to share experience tips and tricks for maximizing the use of Copilot Studio. So we have, let's say, there's Microsoft Learn, where you get to know a lot about all the features Microsoft has and even features beyond Microsoft. You get training courses about it, and you get multiple courses, paid courses, free courses, a proper schedule, a proper pathway to learn to a particular domain. So that's where the thing comes in. But then here, this community domain side. So there's this entire community of Microsoft Learn, which also has Copilot Studio based courses. It helps you know how exactly you can utilize all the features of Copilot Studio, how it can exactly help you build it, and how exactly can yourself as a user build and help around it. So that's where the community forum comes. And now, as a conclusion, I would like to say Copilot Studio is a transformative platform that empowers organizations to utilize AI for improved productivity and collaboration. Its customizable features and robust security helps business drive innovation and efficiency. As the digital landscape evolves, adopting tools like Copilot Studio is crucial for remaining competitive. This content is suitable for an engaging 1 hour presentation, and it works with the practical insights and actionable information. So yeah, that's me, and that was my presentation towards you. And as I said, this was generated by AI. So as you can see, the third mouse line itself says that it was an engaging 1 hour presentation with practical insights and external information. That shows that it was generated by AI. So yeah, that's where I got caught. But then yes, it's all automated and everyone does it. Be smarter, wire it to the hardware, make it to the software. So that's where we all come in. And I would like to know if there's any questions. I would like to entertain them as well. Yep, that's on my side. I'm open to questions.